10, 9. Well, I hope that worked out. It is gonna be L3IRD, Deeper, gonna be saying some words and all that other goodness and goodness. It is gonna be part 2 of the episode 4, which is gonna be entitled Riding Solo. So, we talked about in the first episode, just Varus in general, but just in general orb walking, and I kind of want to put that out again. Orb walking is really important to the knees, and if you have a Varus and you get an arrow to the knee, just kind of watch out for the orb walking. So pretty much that's what we talked about. Actually, the Varus joke said that you didn't get to hear that because I did forget to say it, but maybe if you were, during the live stream, you probably could have found out. But we are back again, live and in sound and in color-ish, I think. L3ID is going to be saying hello again. It is going to be the one, the only, Trobra. What's up, dude? How are you, man?
Hey, what's up, Bird? Thanks for having me on again. Not much. I got to get some games in on Varus earlier today. Bought him as soon as the patch went through.
Yeah, I saw you probably play Varus, I think a good amount of times. How do you think of him as a champion right now?
I can see why there's gonna be some talk of him being a little bit on the overpowered side. So I would say there's high potential of him being nerfed, but I don't know if I think it's necessary. I really enjoy his skill set. I think he will be one of the champions that will help kind of shape the next meta, or at least kind of take that direction, just given what he has to offer. So yeah, I'm excited to see that happen.
No, definitely. I am excited too. When I first tried him out at PAX East, I was like, what? He has this ability and he has this and he has a stun? I'm like, oh wow. Sounds a little good, just a little, but it's okay. I mean, they'll find out. Riot will probably just kind of do some stuff to him. Hopefully, they don't really nerf him, but I find that he can get, kind of countered, kind of, is an early game kind of problem because he is not mobile as well, not as mobile as most other AD carries. But so we talked about last episode over in iCarry. If you haven't checked it out, you can check out the VODs pretty soon. But we talked about streamers, we talked about guides, we talked about websites. In general, is that really important to helping yourself out, being a better gamer for League of Legends? Other than playing the game, practicing 20 hours a day or something, which is really bad, but you can do that. But is guides, looking at that stuff, kind of things, is that actually very important?
I would say it facilitates a lot in getting to the next level, just because more than anything, it helps you keep an open mind, especially in terms of guides. You always want to look at guides, especially community-based guides, with a grain of salt. But at the same time, sometimes you'll see some wacky guides, but then it'll get you thinking, maybe, just maybe, when you theory craft it, that build could work in a niche situation, and you go back and forth, and that's how the community feeds on each other. So I think it's important to at least check guides out, not necessarily only from the top tier players, but any community guides you can find. I think it's definitely a good resource.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. We're about to check out some stuff, but what are the first websites you should really look at for just League of Legends in general? And actually, I'm going to be changing the screen really quickly to, I think it was this one I said it. Oh no, I didn't set it. Well, it's close enough. But yeah, what are the first few guides you should be checking out really quickly, or websites you should be checking out really quickly?
Well, so the one I use probably the most personally is solomid.net. Definitely, they have guides, they have streamers, they have a forum on their own. So it's kind of, I find it most useful just because it's a conglomerate. As you see on the stream screen, the Team Liquid offers kind of the same idea. CLG, I think, just started adding guides recently along with the other resources they offer. So any of these websites that are kind of born out of the official teams, but with their sponsors, they kind of make it into a community portal. And I think those are the best just because it's all in one place, right? So you can go to the main hub and then go, if you're in the mood to watch a stream, you can find out who's online, or if you're in the mood for some guides, check that out. There's the forums, and solo mid I think has some tools such as like the mastery calculator and such. So yeah, I think the hubs such as that are the best place to start at the very least.
Yeah, definitely. We have LOL Pro as well. I mean, there's three of the major conglomerates of TSM, CLG, Curse. Like they'll be pushing up their stuff, and you'll be able to see that. But I mean, also as well, if you want just general information, I would definitely check out the your section or your regions. If you're EU West or EU Nordic East or NA player or Korean player, or I think Garnia, I think that's the Asia, whatever. Like, check out your general discussion forums. You'll see what's like the hot topic, what's the hot issue for today. Like you can see over here as well. Definitely check out TeamLiquid.net. Like, I find more useful information for like general topics on League of Legends actually on there, especially during like big tournament times. Like say you have an IEM, you have a IPL, or you have a MLG, which is just like big tournament scene like tournaments. Definitely you can check out that stuff and you'll see lots and lots of info, lots of information just in general from in there. And also check out Leaguepedia if you don't know what that is. That's a new website that's started up by Absolute Legends, but it's pretty much the Leaguepedia is pretty much the wiki for all competitive gaming of League of Legends. So you can see all the teams are here, like the circuit boards and everything, but also just what's new or what's hip or what's happening right now for that in the world of League of Legends. Second thing we talked about was we talked about just general websites as well, but we also talked about streaming. And what are some sites you can find out streaming venues as well for either League of Legends or in gaming in general?
The most prominent, I guess, services that most streamers use nowadays are Twitch TV and Own3D.tv. Both of them very prominent. There's been, of course, discussion, like especially based on region and such in terms of quality. But League of Legends, I think, at this point, especially with some switches back and forth, there's quite a bit of an even spread of players on both platforms. So choose as you wish, or you can find your favorite pro player there and go for that. And even if they're not pro players, there's a lot of streamers, especially in League of Legends, just because the community is growing so fast. So those are good places. They have featured streams, especially based on viewer count and such, so you can join in on those easily from the homepage.
So we know where the streams are now, but why watch streams? What can you like take from them, and then where can you, or you already can know where you can find them, but what can you take from streams?
If you're watching streams for the pure reason of improving, you can learn a lot because it's from the player's perspective, right? It's from the actual summoner's perspective, so you get to see their mouse clicks. You kind of get to see when they buy stuff. You can see the timers. You can see their chat, and that's why, of course, most players choose to put a delay on it. But I think that helps you not only learn just what you can take from guides, such as item builds or just general game sense, but you can see the small mechanics, especially as you were mentioning in the first part of today's show, the orb walking and such. You can see that live happening on the stream, and you can kind of see how they use their mouse, where they position their cursor, etc. So things like that, things you can't see, especially with the new spectator mode. The new spectator mode has a lot to offer, but you can't see the individual players' choices in terms of like mouse positioning and like timing of abilities precisely. So I think that's really good. Of course, if you're just kind of looking for downtime and looking for some fun games, you can just kind of tune into certain streamers who are really there more for the entertainment purpose, which I think is also important. So streamers will just kind of have some fun games, maybe even team games where they do niche team comps that some people even take suggestions and things like that.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. Do you have like any suggestions? Like, I have a few for each other one, but like, do you have any suggestions for at least casual streamers?
Casual streamers, of course, up there is Dyrus from TSM. Recently, I believe Aframu started streaming a lot more often, and I've enjoyed his stream here and there. Who else have I caught on? I haven't caught up on my whole streaming scene recently, so I'm a little off touch. But
I mean, off the top of my head, other than I would say the other ones that I have listed, but like Ocelot's pretty good, Wicked's pretty good, but you can kind of get a mix from them because they kind of stream really well, but they also like show you really high play slash you can actually learn from them. With with Cry Autumn, if you like girl streamers, I mean I like girl streamers, like watching girls, no problem. But just girl streamers in general because sometimes some of them are kind of just just there for the looks. But Cry is a really good actually, well, she's a pretty good, decent player that's always trying to learn. So definitely good to watch that. And also Wolfie competitive online, very fun indeed. So you always find this mix, like if you just kind of browse around from Twitch TV or Own3D TV. Pretty much you just click on the League of Legends button and then you'll see all these streams and then so much more right after. So definitely check that out when you're kind of around just browsing for a stream or anything. But if you want to like get kind of just the knowledge in, like what should you watch like as a streamer slash as a gamer?
So there are certain streamers, as we mentioned, there are casual streamers, but there are certain streamers that actually make it their mission to teach their viewers. So they'll have a lot of specific commentary, like deep analysis on their plays, their teammates' plays, or even the opponent's plays. I think we mentioned this in the last episode a little bit, but certain streamers such as Skara or Wings of Deathx, they go into a lot of detail, especially in the role that they play the most, and just kind of do a play-by-play commentary. So that allows you to learn the overall game sense, their decision making and such. But as I was mentioning earlier, you can also watch for just the mechanics rather than the commentary. So that's often best seen in AD carries, as those are the roles or champions that require that the most, in my opinion. That require a lot of precise mechanics in terms of mouse control and such. So I used to watch TSM Chaos a lot for that.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, you do see it in 80 carries, but you can see it in solo top players like Voyboy. I mean, if you want to get really good at that top, you want to definitely watch him. You can see his plays and how he does. Like I think I've learned. I mean, I haven't played Renekton, but I learned a little bit of Renekton, like his style and how he can pretty much just do just massive work just by his little collecting dice combo. Just because of Voyboy, just looking at him and watching his play with him. Also, Nijaki Salts, like the AP mid kind of carries. They don't really talk too much, but they definitely show you like what to do. I mean, all in all, you kind of want to watch streamers for your own benefit. Whether it be enjoyment, like we said, whether it be for knowledge, like Scar or Wings of Death, or what we're watching right now with Nat, where he's playing Blitzcrank, which is really cool. Or you can just watch for mechanics like Kiox, Boy, Sauce, like yeah, like all things are really cool with pro streamers. But like, is there any like amateur streamers that you want to watch too, if anything, or do you have none at your mind, bro?
Well, you mentioned Carrie Autumn earlier. I do enjoy her stream often, as she does try to learn herself, but at the same time she keeps it entertaining. She interacts with the chat a lot, and she also has good music, in my opinion, because she plays K-pop, and I love K-pop. But I haven't been on top of the streaming scene too much. I've been browsing more of like articles and such recently, so I'm not sure how or like what other streamers have been around, but one thing I know for sure is more and more streamers are becoming prominent. More and more streamers are putting themselves out there and advertising their stream, trying to show us, we have this where we're offering entertainment, or we're offering analysis for low elo, high elo, things like that. So the resources are definitely out there, and you can find streamers that really fit what you're looking for at the time very easily.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. So lastly, but not leastly, we talked about streaming, but I want to learn some more big action. I want to see some big things happening. What's just big tournaments or things going to be happening soon, or what's big tournaments like we've kind of seen from before? Like what should we look for? If you can kind of get my drift, pretty much like what big events have been happening.
Well, most recently there was IPL 4 for League of Legends. It was part of the Season 2 circuit, and it was quite recent. And so IPL is a series hosted by IGN. There's also IEM, which is Intel Extreme Masters. But in the future, I think the next biggest thing coming up will be MLG Anaheim, which is in June over the summer, and that's also going to be part of the final roundup of the Season 2 circuit. For all of these tournaments, you can find these listed on the homepage, well, not directly on the homepage of League of Legends, but if you go to the homepage and click on competitive on the top in the tab, you can kind of see the scheduling, the standings, and such. Of course, you mentioned Leaguepedia earlier. That should have the information there also. So MLG is coming up. The NA regional finals is going to be at PAX Prime. Also, if you're interested in overseas competition and see how the other teams are doing, the other regional finals will be happening. I believe the Chinese final is actually the first one in July, so before PAX Prime. And then currently the OGN tournament, the Champions, is going through its finals, I believe, the end of this week or the end of next week. So those are things to look out for. But then it will all be finished for season 2 at the championship in October in California.
Yeah, it's really fun to see it when it happens live over there. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. You can do check it out over on Wikipedia. Like they do have the event list. You can check it out also at Team Liquid. They'll have like thread lists for like what's been happening. But yeah, like the big tournaments are something you always want to watch out for, just because I mean you'll see the high level play and stuff, and you see like you want to cheer on your teams that you kind of look out for, like TSM, CLG, you know, we or MIG Frost, Let's Blaze, but you know, definitely do check those things out. But lastly, but not leastly, I mean, you know, just be open to everything. Like all the resources are around you for League of Legends to get better, and you know, definitely try to use them. Definitely try to use them when you want to like learn about more people or learn about playstyles. Like say you're in low elo bracket of 1200 1300 and you know stumble upon like a streamer that's 1200 1300, learn from him, learn from what he's doing, and then kind of adjust that mindset that you know you're in that elo bracket as well. So try to you know get better than that person, or you know try to you know see what he's doing wrong so that you know kind of get an idea of what your elo bracket will kind of be doing for now. But other than that, you know, just learn from you know the top streamers. You know, the mechanics, biggest thing I think most people should be learning, word placement, stuff like that. Then you know, just orb blocking, what we talked about before. But also, you know, just you know, have fun. The game is still a game, no matter what, right? So, yeah, definitely, and indeed. Again, Chobra, I forgot to say this, but where can we check you out again?
You can find me on Twitter at ChobraLOL. I also have a stream. It's own3d.tv/Chobra. Or actually Chobra LOL for that too, so my mistake on that. So you can find me at those two venues. I update my stream schedule on Twitter, so you can find me there. I do mostly just normals. I do ranks now and then, and of course I also try to cast whatever games I can find.
Yep, definitely, indeed. And with me, I mean, you can check me out on definityesports, d-esports.com, but you can also check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/L3D Gaming. But we're going to be closing with a little bit of different, like we're supposed to do a Q&A and stuff, and we usually have been doing that, and we've kind of been, you know, just fielding questions in general right now. But I kind of wrote down this little thing for Chobra to ask me, or I was going to actually just do it myself, but whatever. But, you know, Chobra's here with me. We're going to be talking about, I guess, me as the host, because I didn't do that in episode 1, 2, or 3, so hopefully we'll get to it. But I guess, yeah, Chobra, you just lay down on me. What's up?
Alright, well, so we know, you know, you've been hosting the show and, you know, you've been doing great, but, you know, where are you from? Just kind of give us, like, a little bit of background, you know, what area you're from. We heard you say you're from the East Coast, but maybe a little bit more specific.
Yeah, I'm actually, right now, I'm currently in DC/Maryland. I actually was born here, and I kind of, you know, just came back over here just because, you know, there's more opportunities over here, and I actually had more time and kind of self, you know, re-enrichment, re-energy for myself over here. Yeah, so from here, but I actually been in California for the last, like, 7 to 8 years while I was there doing college and kind of chilling out with, like, people. Kind of got away from gaming, so when I came, well, yeah, well, we'll get to that in later on, but you know, it's been really weird coming back to gaming and actually getting back into competitive gaming, which really, I mean, it's fun for me and stuff, but you know, it's interesting of a change in lifestyle again, going right back into it where I was kind of having a normal life while I was in California.
Oh, okay. So you say you're kind of returning to competitive gaming. So what got you started like in the beginning, and what got you to come back to it?
Man. So I started playing gaming, like, of course, when you're young and stuff, but I kind of got really into it while I was in California, I guess, per se. I started playing this game called Magic the Gathering. If you guys know what Magic the Gathering is, it's a card game, which is pretty popular around the scene of just everywhere around this world. So I started playing that with some friends, and they started talking like, yeah, let's play this game, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, I was just kind of new in California. It was kind of my social thing, like an out of social thing, but a social thing to just do as well. So started playing that game as well, and then my friends Mark and Mike. I'm just going to say by the first names because it's not really going to do anything. They invited me to this thing called World of Warcraft, which is pretty much the same, World of Warcraft TCG, which is pretty much the same thing as Magic the Gathering, except for you can't get mana screwed, I guess. That's pretty much the big difference. But yeah, once WoW TCG kind of hit, I kind of became a vendor over at this place called Frankensons. It's a really big hobby store or whatever. But became a vendor with them. Started making money in the game, and I started playing that professionally / semi-professionally. And I got pretty high. I mean, I got like top 32s, top 16s and stuff.
Wow.
In World, I got I think like 64 or something. But I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I still kind of play it. Like I'm kind of off it just because I started playing League of Legends. And what was the second part of the question? Sorry. What got me back into gaming?
Oh yeah, yeah. What got you back into it ever since you took the break?
It's pretty much that like 1 year where I kind of transitioned from being from California to being over here. Like I kind of just like did nothing. Literally, I did pretty much nothing. And then my friends from California were like, "Go play League of Legends. It's a pretty cool game." I heard about it when I was over at California, but I never actually really played it. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? It's free, whatever. And yeah, I mean, I started playing that in, I think it was June, pretty much May, June. And then I was like, kind of got into it, and then by July I already got level 30, and then by then, yeah, I did a lot of events. I did a lot of events into where I am right now.
Okay, so we know you play the game, we know you host these shows, but personally I also met you as a shoutcaster. What got you interested into that specific, I guess, field in the whole esports community?
I kind of want to learn more of the game. I think shoutcasting, I mean, first of all, during when I started, was like non-existent. There was like nothing there. Spectator mode wasn't even out yet. So like, okay, well, I see this guy named Colby Cheese. He's like doing stuff, but he's good. It's good. I kind of wanted to do the same thing too. I'm like, why not? Why not do it? So I first started out with something that you could have shoutcasted with the 1v1 TSM First Blood Challenge in, I think it was July. And then, I just got notoriety from there. Then I met some other people. They told me to do this 2v2 challenge. Still, I think by October, like December, Spectator mode came in, but by October,
Right.
and then, just kept on doing those little things. Then I got hooked up with a website called timewinstreak.com. And from there, started meeting right people and met Baron and Matt Yatwin online, and it's like, wow, okay. So now I'm here doing, like you said, I do Shotcast with Chobra over an amateur tournament. I do the Zeke tournament as well every Saturday right now. But I'm just kind of doing small little things, but big things as well. Just trying to get my career in esports in general, because I really, really like part esports. It's one of my favorite passions, especially since I was like well, if you guys don't know, SC2, StarCraft 2 is like one of my favorite kind of scenes to follow as well. So, those are two big games right now for esports in general.
Nice, nice. That's really good to hear. So you say you have a passion for it. I guess where do you see yourself in the next, months or years to come, or like where do you want to be? What's your goal in shoutcasting or being involved in esports as a whole thing?
Probably just like, and volunteer for now, like just kind of get into it and go like the MLG volunteer, or go to the World Championships or in PAX East or PAX Prime and volunteer and just help out, just get to know the people, network, and branch out. From there, probably like one of the people I follow, Monte Cristo, for the GG Chronicle, he has this big little tournament thing, and then he's been making like, well, I won't say he's making money, but he's making good money. So like, host my own little things, kind of branch out like that. But definitely just, if anything, shoutcast big tournaments. I think that's like the biggest goal for me. I think I wanted to set my goal for July or August was actually try to shoutcast one of these big tournaments coming up. So I don't know if I'm doing too well at that, but that would be one of my future goals. But definitely get into the business side of esports because I am a business major and get make it grow prosperous through actually business wise.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really good to hear, of course, as a fellow shoutcaster and a gamer. It's really great to see someone with so much passion. And, thanks a lot for what you do, what you want to do, and, of course, hosting the show and having me on here a second time on here on Learning League.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. It was definitely, closing out, it was definitely a really fun show. It's a short show as well because we didn't really talk too much today, just kind of clearing up some things from the last few episodes. As well, we're going to be talking about some really, really technical stuff for the next 4 to 5 episodes. So definitely, if you're looking for those tips and tricks of like how to play AD carry even better, or how to play solo top even better, well, you'll see those episodes really soon. Don't worry, indeed. But it's been really fun doing this show. Like where I can take it kind of freeform, and then where I kind of need to make it rigid. It's getting closer together from the first episode to where it is right now. It's getting closer together. So just to start with Definite Esports, but we're doing our best to keep you guys interested. But moreover, we want to keep you interested as well. So if you have any suggestions or if you have anything to talk about, please do email us. I think there's a Definite Esports just regular email, but you can email me personally at own3d own3d.l3ird@gmail.com. You can email me there, and then just give me any suggestions, any thoughts, any feedback that you need to learn about, or like if you need to just do anything with that sort. Like even if you want to be on the show, I mean, I'm down for that, definitely. But other than that, thank you again to Definite Esports, d-esports.com for providing the venue for the show. Thank you again for Antec, Zowie, and BenQ. You can see it on top over there. Check out the sponsors. They're really awesome. They gave us that shirt, gave us my new gear and stuff like that. But other than that, I think it was a pretty good day. I mean, Chobra, is there anything else you want to say or anything you want to jot down?
No, I think you got it all covered. It's really good to see that these kind of things are growing, especially in League of Legends. These shows, of course, as you mentioned, shoutcasting opportunities and such. And I'm just happy to be part of it. I'm just happy to be able to work for it and also just partake in it as a gamer myself. And that's all I have to add.
Yeah, definitely. And don't you fret. I mean, we do have all these guests, and I haven't talked about them too much. You will probably get the infos and bios probably in a later episode. Definitely, indeed. But again, as I close out, you guys make the show, so definitely tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell everybody, be cool, be awesome. Come back to Learning League every Tuesday, 2 p.m. But also, just check out every stream, check out anything to help you become a better gamer. Again, for Learning League episode 4, riding solo, it's L3D, and I am out. Peace, duders.